So let's jump right into what Alla Prima is. So Richard Schmid has a book called Alla Prima. What he kind of considers it is that it's pretty much like painting all in one session. And that's what actually the Italian word alla prima means. It's a technique that involves a single session of painting, essentially wet into wet technique. Now, how I kind of have this set up here is I have my reference on my left side, I have my painting in the middle, and I have my parallel palette right up against my painting, so that everything is a heads-up display. It's easy to see angles, shapes, and everything. So in my very beginning, just knocked in my Van Dyke Z shape to figure out what was going on with the length of the nose, where the eyes come in. And at this stage, I'm kind of just blocking things in with a large brush. Now I kind of sped things up a little bit. This is about, I think I spent about 3 hours on the entirety of this painting. And the painting is, I'm going to take that 3 hours that's unedited and put that onto the Patreon page if you guys are interested in seeing every single stroke. In this, I'm going to kind of jump around just a little bit to kind of show you guys the process in a fast way. So this is a model that I painted in Scottsdale, Arizona. Her name is Vanessa. She used to be an art model there, and she's great. She's got a great skin tone to try to capture and everything. I just like the vibe of the picture. So again, I have like where the reference is on the film right now is in a different place than it actually is in real life. It's actually next to me. You can't really see it in the video clip, unfortunately. So I took a digital version of that and put it in there, kind of scaled it close enough to size. I might be slightly larger, I think, in my painting than the actual picture is in the video. It's coming in, kind of shaping out where the jawline is, where the neck is going to be, and just thinking very linearly right now and planning out the structure of the painting. So it's really interesting. I also love the term premier coup, which is a French term for basically alla prima, except I think I read somewhere, it was kind of romantic. It said premier coup is if you only had 2 hours to paint in your life before you're about to die, what would you accomplish in that painting? And like your very last moments to make a painting. And I thought that was kind of an interesting kind of way of approaching this. Like, what if you only had 2 hours to do this painting? What would be the most important aspects of the painting that you would want to go for? And that kind of sums up how I feel about Alla Prima as well. In the very beginning, I have a crutch of getting the drawing in as well as I possibly can for myself, setting up center lines, measuring out a lot of little notes for myself, for my future self, I always say. They're like kind of guidelines to help me measure and get the proportions correct. Now I start to come in with thicker paint. So I'm using a soft brush that's probably size 10, I believe, right here. And it was a cheap brush that I bought on Amazon. I'll try to find a link to the brushes that I'm using in the descriptions as well. And coming in with some of the burnt umber as an underplane, as an undertone for the paint, and coming into putting in the white background so that I have a good sense of what the flesh tones are going to look like value-wise up against the background. Because she has a white background around her, I want to paint that sense of atmosphere around her. Now, in the painting like this, since it's so quick, I don't really pay attention so much to things I would in a longer form painting, but I feel that this is a painting that I would use to jump off into another painting. So I would take this Alla Prima study, which is a study after the 3 hours, and I would probably work on it more because I feel like it's got a good structure after 3 hours that I can come in and really start to slow down and flip the painting upside down, cut the reference up, really dive deep into the detail of the painting and the subtleties of the painting. This is a very broad representation, I feel, of what my paintings usually are. But I think it's a good start. So getting all that background in, coming in, I'm using a little bit of lighter paint just to kind of hit those mid-tones now. So the darks are kind of knocked in. Now coming in with a little bit of a mid-tone, kind of bridge between the light and the dark. Again, with larger paint strokes, thinking a little bit about the form, how the stroke kind of turns over that brow ridge, how the forehead is, what's his cheek doing. So I'm squinting a lot at the reference to think of the painting in the broadest terms right now, the subject in the broadest terms. Coming in, sculpting out areas of the nose now, And adding color is a really beautiful way of also drawing. And so these broad patches of color can help us to kind of do a patchwork uh, structure for the model and the painting. And so Alla Prima, it's a wet into wet technique for the most part. I'm using paper right here that I pulled out of a moleskin and I gessoed, and it works okay. It's a little thirsty of a paper, and so the paint doesn't really sit on the surface all that much. It kind of soaks in a little bit into the gesso. Coming with a smaller brush just to kind of sculpt out some drawing areas for myself around the eye. Just really refining the shapes now with the smaller brush. So I learned a lot by looking at Richard Schmid, one of my favorite painters for Alla Prima, as well as Max Ginsberg, who's an amazing painter. I definitely recommend you guys check out Max Ginsberg's Alla Prima paintings. And he'll knock in something like this in, I don't know, 20 minutes. His paintings look finished. He's gotten it down to a science of just large blocks and then pulling those large blocks three-dimensionally into one another that it's like mind-blowing to see. He's a really amazing painter. Guys should definitely check out. So the steps really are, you get the block in, you start to think of things in the larger terms of the brush, and now I'm using the smaller brushes to come in and kind of wiggle those shapes into areas that are more specific. Coming in, shaping out the neck, around the eye. Not really worried about covering the gray yet. Coming in to knock in the dark that's pulling over that part of the frontal eminence. And you can see at this stage it's almost a caricature of the subject rather than capturing the subject. That's one of my things I don't love about Alla Prima, unfortunately, because we have such a little amount of time. It becomes kind of a caricature rather than the actual essence of the model. I try to get the essence of the model, but for me that takes a little bit longer. So knowing where our temperament is within painting, I think, is something that's a strength of ours, right? Knowing that we might not be, our intention for painting is how we go about painting. So the intention of, I want to capture this person this way, and thus I paint a certain way to capture that emotion or feeling. For some people, Alla Prima is what they do, and they're really great at it. And that's kind of what they find satisfying and nurturing within their work. And that's totally awesome. For me, I love doing these as studies, and they are kind of fun, to kind of sit and knock something in like 3 hours. But for me, taking this even further would be something I want to do, which I might do. In the new studio space I have here, I have 2 easels set up where I can have a very large painting, like a 4x8 foot painting, and then I can have a smaller easel. Actually, I can probably have 2 easels in here that I could be working on smaller pieces like this. I think this painting is only 14 by 20 or so. And if you guys are interested, the painting is available for collecting if you guys want to collect it. Just hit me up in the comments or a DM, I guess, on either Instagram or on the YouTube channel. So trying to do a mixture of slowing it down a little bit so you guys can see my thought process, coming with a little bit of paint medium. The paint medium that I'm using for this is a Alkyd gel medium. It comes in a tube. Yeah, it's the Gamblin Alkyd gel. And it's great. It's transparent. Kind of gives me a little bit more flow to the paint so that my strokes can be a little longer. The other medium I'm using is Stand Oil. So I use Stand Oil in the little cap that's blue at the very bottom. So that's Stand Oil, and what that does is it's a very sticky medium, almost like the consistency of honey. And what that does, it kind of, for me, I feel like it does like spot glazing So this isn't a glazy approach to painting. It's a very direct approach to painting. Actually, my painting approach is always direct. I never do a lot of glazy areas or glaze an entire painting. It's really built on a stroke going over top of another layer of paint. And sometimes the transparency of the stroke is a little different because I'm using stand oil. And so I tend to adjust the transparency and the movement of the stroke and the level and basically the height of the stroke. Either it levens or it holds its shape, its impasto, through the different mediums that I use. So oleo pasto I use for really thick texture within my pieces. Sometimes if the skin has a lot of texture, I'll do that. And then sometimes I use the stand oil to, again, spot glaze, I call it. Basically putting a stroke down there where I want it to just kind of meld in with other colors well and kind of be a slightly glazy, like maybe a red or a green in a certain area. And so I'd use that or slightly glaze it a little darker in the shadows. I use the stand oil. Mediums are great. I think of mediums as kind of this way of really manipulating paint, either lighter, more fluid, or thicker and juicier. And so basically our base bell curve, top of the bell curve, would be how the paint comes out of the tube, which is great for most of the time. And then just using these mediums to either make it a little flowier or pull it into a place where it's a little bit more sticky or consistent. The consistency changes of the paint. Coming in here, refining the eyes with the same small brush. This is an Isabey round, sable round. And there's a number of brushes that are similar. There's a Protege, I think 7500 brush from Treckle, which I also use to kind of sculpt things out and draw things out a little bit better. Coming in here, bringing up the light on the light side of her face. Really a lot of fun. Kind of almost tapping in some of the light. And for this, I'm using my chromatic lights that I have in my palette. And I tend to think of my palette, which I should definitely do a video on this, as kind of like a family of colors that I keep dipping in and out of. And so for the most part, I'm kind of adding to the family of colors that I have, the puddle that I have, either darker, lighter, warmer, cooler, based on temperature as well. And the puddle kind of moves and kind of keeps things unified in a way where there's areas of the puddle in the palette that are light, and there's areas that are warmer, there are areas that are greener. And so that puddle kind of shifts and changes as I paint. And it helps to keep a consistency to the skin tones that I'm using. So there's no real skin tone formula that I use. I tend to kind of draw what I see. I try to be as accurate as I can. Again, layering really helps me to get it almost exact for how I want with more broken color. In this painting, this is more of a local color painting, which is basically thinking about the color as larger masses versus color that's more integrated. And I'll do a video on broken color and local color soon, if you guys want. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave comments and questions in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them. I love that this channel gives me a way to outreach to the artistic community like you guys and answer questions about what I do. And I also learn from you guys. Coming in here, kind of shaping out that shadow shape and just using wet into wet paint. Now what you can't see is I'm actually wiping my brush in between sessions for the most part. Every time I pick a new color, I wipe my brush with a paper towel. And because it's kind of sped up, you don't really see that all that much. But I'm kind of keeping my brush clean as much as possible. I'm coming in here kind of shaping out. I want the light to be a little bit lighter. I'm going to kind of scroll through this a little bit. So I just start kind of outlining the shape and redrawing areas as well as I'm kind of outlining her head again in the picture. Kind of getting a little bit of the texture of her hair in there as well. Adding some more white into my palette. And grabbing a big brush. Again, this is one of those, they're pretty affordable. I think like $10, $15 for a pack of brushes on Amazon. And they're really, they're basically filberts that are different textures. I'm sorry, not textures, different softness. And so these are pretty soft brushes. Right here I'm using one of those brushes as well here to kind of sculpt things out. I think I used maybe 6 or 7 different brushes this whole time. I find that out at the end of the day when I'm washing brushes. Sometimes I'll do a painting and it'll only be one brush. But for this painting, I used a number of different paintbrushes. Coming in and kind of sculpting in some of the subtlety of her chin a little bit better to get a better sense of her. Also, I'm going to do a lot more of these Alla Prima videos for you guys. I think they're a lot of fun for me. What subjects would you guys want me to tackle? Do you want like male older, male younger, female older, female younger, different ethnicities? I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think I kind of want to dispel the myth of there's a certain type of formula to skin tones. And my palette that I've developed over the years pretty much handles any type of human being for the most part. Some landscapes I add different colors and I add some more greens and some different blues. But for the most part, this palette's been serving me pretty well. If you guys are interested in the palette, I just posted a video on my Patreon page, which is $5 a month, and it helps support me to make these videos and the channel. And there's a lot of content on there. Like again, I'm going to post the entirety of this video, the 3-hour whole session on there if you guys are interested. At this stage, I'm kind of taking a brush and manipulating the wet into wet paint with a dry brush and just kind of just lightening up certain areas right now. And I could work on this probably for another 3 hours and it'll start to come into how I really love painting. But I think for an Alla Prima demo, I think this is hopefully worthwhile for you guys. Awesome. Getting in there with the smaller brush to kind of, again, shape out some of these areas, get the eye highlights in. Thinking about the roundness of the eyes, still keeping things on form. And here's the finish versus where we kind of started. 10 minutes in versus 3 hours. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll switch over to my camera here. So I've got the new microphone. If you guys like this content and you find it valuable, feel free to like and subscribe and share my channel with other people. Join the Patreon page to help support us. And I appreciate you guys watching the video. Take care and hope you have a good one and I hope you paint well. Cheers.